everybody. What's up, you guys? Good morning and good Monday morning. I'm super stoked that I'm able to do another matcha morning on this wonderful Monday with you guys. And I hope this starts off your guys' week absolutely amazing. It always starts off my week pretty good, especially when I'm here with you guys talking about gaming, which is probably one of my favorite things to talk about. But let's be honest, I love talking about lots of different things. So, but yeah, good morning. I hope everyone's having a grand morning so far. Got your water and your breakfast and everything in your bellies. I hope. If not, then you needs to do it. Don't skip your meals. It's very important. And I love you guys, and I want you to take care of yourselves. Okay, so we're just going to jump right in today, you guys. I'm going to do all my fun talking at the end this time. Because I noticed last week I talked a lot at the beginning, so we're just going to do matcha and then go over some stuff at the end. Okay, so we've got some awesome news first for you guys this morning. So Epic Games has announced that they are going to be taking about 2 weeks worth of Fortnite money and throwing it to the Ukrainian humanitarian relief. So all of their earnings, supposedly from March 20th to April 3rd, will be going to the victims of Ukraine. Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. That's early. Yeah, you know how I feel about the earlies then. So this announcement comes ahead of Fortnite's Chapter 3 Season 2 release that is set to launch on March 20th. The American software developer reported all proceeds made in the 2-week span would include all real money purchases in the game itself. So that's like Fortnite crew, in-game cosmetics, V-Bucks cards, and battle passes. Though Epic stated on their site, using V-Bucks in Fortnite will not be included as those that are not real money purchases because, of course, it would end up having to come out of their pockets. Details regarding how fast the funds will be distributed to the various humanitarian groups in Ukraine were addressed as well. Epic noted they would not wait for the actual funds to come, considering it would actually take some time to do that. So Epic will log all transactions immediately and then send the funds to the groups within just a few days. Epic Group said that the humanitarian aid will be sent to Direct Relief, United Nations Children Emergency Fund, and the United Nations World Food Group, and the UN Refugee Agency. More organizations are expected to be added in the coming weeks as well. Microsoft Xbox joined Epic in donating their Fortnite proceeds as well for additional aid to the victims in Ukraine. Epic Games suspended ties to Russia as well, though some people were still granted access to its games. So without stating which sides that they're on, they're kind of stating which sides that they're on. But I am really excited to see that Epic Games, as well as Xbox, is kind of throwing humanitarian relief, especially towards the people that are wanting to get out of the war-torn areas and things like that. And that's absolutely amazing because that's where a lot of money is really needed, especially when war starts in other countries. There's a lot of people that try and flee in lots of different areas, and it costs a lot of money, especially when you're talking about, just survival resources like water, food, things like that. And, of course, depending on like how many people as well. So this is really awesome. And I thought it was really great, especially because it is going towards a lot of people who really, really need this right now, who don't have very much. So that's dope. And I'm excited to see how much will actually be going towards that. And I'll be keeping up with that, just to kind of see, what they'll be giving and, of course, what Xbox will be doing as well. So speaking of Xbox, so of course, you see the Steam Deck here, which we're all super stoked and really super excited about, especially those of us who can't exactly pay for it. AKA me. But we're excited about it anyways, because this is really big, especially for handhelds. And in regards to consoles and like things like that, and even more so, I would say, because of the way PlayStation and Xbox have decided to do like their newer consoles where, you know, you can get, like for PlayStation, for example, you can get their PlayStation 5 where it's just virtual gaming and things like that, you know, where you can do downloads. And then you can also get the more expensive PlayStation where you can put hard copies in and things like that. So I'm expecting that Steam at some point is going to do the same thing as well. And if not, there will be other companies that are going to start coming out with more handhelds. And that's really exciting because I know a lot of us, especially in our 30s, 40s, 50s, that were hardcore into gaming since we were young. You know, there were certain handhelds that came out, especially like the PSP, which came out, you know, I think very ahead of its time. But with everyone kind of coming out with a way to be able to be on the go with gaming, I'm really, really stoked as where this might actually be going at some point. And that's with gaming in general. That's with technology, you know, in general as well. But this is exciting because it is on the go gaming, and that is one thing that I really love to do because when I do go, actually I'm 30, but I appreciate that a lot. But and actually it's really funny because a lot of people, I think it was this past year, I did a stream and I was like, it's my birthday, and they were like, oh, happy 21st birthday, and I thought they were just joking around with me, and I was like, guys, I'm 28, like, what are you talking about? And they're like, what? But yeah, I'll be turning 30 soon, so it's exciting, it really is. But anyways, but I'm really, really stoked because, like I said, you know, me personally, I do go different places and things like that. And especially when I'm having to wait, whether it's like the doctor's office or, you know, grocery or whatever. I like to still be able to play games and things like that. And I'm not a super mobile player. So, like, being able to take, you know, things of this nature is really awesome. And I'm like I said, I'm super stoked to see what exactly is going to come out and when. But I do have some more updates because I did tell you guys that I would keep up on, you know, as much as I possibly could, but more specifically the really big stuff that's coming out. So Steam Deck has now come forward to say that Xbox Cloud Gaming is now supported on the Steam Deck, which is really big, especially for Xbox players, because now not only will you be able to play your PC games or most PC games, which is what, you know, they're stating, but you're also going to be able to play Xbox games as well, especially like Xbox exclusives, different things that have been coming out, you know, on Xbox Cloud in general. And all of us know, especially from this past year, Xbox Cloud and Xbox Online was killing it. So I am very stoked about this as well, because this kind of opens it up a lot more, especially to what will be coming out on the Steam Deck, and even more so, what's going to be in the future for Steam Deck. So I am very, you know, excited for this. Very, very excited. Oh, excuse me. So I will be keeping up even more so, you know, and as things come out, I will be letting you guys know about the awesome Steam Deck. And I also will be keeping up a little bit more. I know, like, these past few months have been a little bit awry, but I will be keeping up a lot more on my Facebook page as well, especially when it comes to some of the news and stuff that comes out. So on to what I'm talking about with the future of gaming. So as time has gone on, and as the gaming industry has grown well past what people, you know, saw 20 years ago, there have been a lot more chances and a lot more things that have, what I feel like in some places, come out of the woodwork for gaming in general. And I've been following a couple of different schools and a few different places that are connected to schooling. And it's really cool to see the boom, especially in America, and even more so like on the East Coast, of what gaming really is starting to be. A lot of schools have started opening up a whole lot of stuff. So this school specifically is the where is it? This is in the Lockwood Library that is at a school in New York. And I'm trying to find the name of it because I had it written down. Okay. University of Buffalo in New York. And they just added this huge, extremely expensive gaming area where now your computer science majors, your software engineers, everyone who is starting to really get into the nitty gritty of gaming and on every perspective and every level, which is so cool, will now be able to use this area that is located in the library. And for those of you that are close to it, or you happen to be going to school or thinking about going to school there, this is definitely something to look out for. So Level Up is what they're calling it, and it is the most advanced public computing site in the area. Students who visit Level Up will find dozens of academic computers, PC, and iMacs, along with printing, storage lockers, and plenty of seats and outlets for charging. Just around the corner, something truly epic is really awesome as well, and it's a first of its kind at the University of Buffalo, and it is an esports arena with Alienware PC gaming setups, and each is preloaded with a large library of a whole bunch of different games. The arena is open to the University of Buffalo students on a first come, first service basis. So if you do plan on like stopping by and things like that, you can't use it unless you are a student there. But if you are a student there, you definitely want to check out this awesome space. It looks really cool, not just from this picture, but you can actually get to it through my Discord, and I'll have that on there today as well. But you can get through there and be able to see a bunch of the different pictures of the entire space, as well as the esports arena as well. So in addition to the esports arena, students can reserve one of the 8 gaming lounges, and they have 55-inch screens connected to latest consoles, including Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and students can also bring their own consoles and games to use in the different pods. Gaming spaces are now open, so if you guys are wanting to check it out, you can use them if you get the space. They do have limited weekday hours for students to preview the space and also test games. And this is really, really awesome. Like I said, for a lot of different reasons, but even more so for the students that are graduating from there, because they can go in and basically get firsthand experience with being able to check with your work. Like I personally think, like, in regards to like having to write a paper or write a report and going to the library and having someone else proofread it and go over it, with gaming and things like that, there just haven't been spaces or places for people to be able to do this. And it's not like it was something easy for people to do, to just kind of set up in their library, to be able to do stuff like that. And even like computer setups and computer areas, just aren't set up or don't have the capability to be able to run specific things. So this is really awesome because, you get, like I said, firsthand experience for people to be able to proof, see, and play your stuff, which is words that we haven't heard yet so far. So I'm excited. I'm so excited for the creativity that's going to come from it as well. And even more so, like I said, it just kind of opens up, especially for the students there, to be able to do these things. And I'm excited in general, especially like I was saying earlier for the East Coast, because there are just so many things popping up with so many different schools all over the East Coast. So hell yeah, I'm excited. And if I ever get the chance to kind of pop in and see that, I definitely will, because that's pretty awesome. Okay, so continuing on, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate gets free 30-day free trial of Paramount Plus to watch the Halo TV show. So Halo is coming to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and it's not the games. Of course, you can play Halo on Game Pass, BG Dubs, and I'm sure all of my Xbox people know that as well. But the Halo series is the upcoming live-action Paramount Plus adaptation of the sci-fi shooter, which debuts on March 24th. And to make sure that Game Pass Ultimate subscribers don't miss out on the latest installments in the franchise, Microsoft is offering customers a free 30-day membership to Paramount Plus starting on March 23rd, which is the day before the show starts. So they can be in tune when the show arrives the following day, which is pretty freaking awesome. The TV show Halo is technically set in a different continuity than the existing video games, books, and other Halo content that's come before it. The show takes place on a new silver timeline that will give it a chance to tell a slightly different version of the classic Halo story without being beholden to the weight of the years of the canon that comes before it. So aka they made a TV show of Halo where they could possibly make it where they didn't make anybody angry. So the free trial is also only enough to get Game Pass Ultimate subscribers through the first 5 episodes of the 9-episode season. So fans looking to finish the series will have to eventually pay up for another month of Paramount Plus, which, I would imagine the intent. Still, if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber that's also a Halo fan interested in checking out the new show, it is free and it is for 30 days. So there are other things on there as well and other cool stuff that I'm sure you guys would love. But if you guys are wanting to check that out, you can get to that information, how to get to it and whatnot, from my Discord. It's super easy to get to, and it is under my sites and sources. So I'm going onward, and today I guess is just an Xbox day, because there's quite a few stories specifically just for Xbox too. So I'm sure all of my Game Pass fans have seen this already, but if you have not, the Xbox Game Pass quietly adds 2 amazing games, one of which I have played, so I can say that at least I know half of what they say is definitely true. So aside from a handful of hits, Xbox Game Pass has had a little bit of a slow month until this past week. During a showcase focused on indie games, Microsoft announced 2 more games that would hit the Game Pass library, which is Tunic and Paradise Killer. And they are available if you guys are wanting to download that as well. And then I also actually got Tunic on my PC. So my PC people, if you are wanting to check it out as well, you can if you have, the Xbox Game Pass. Paradise Killer is developed by Kaizen Gameworks. It is one of the more unique games from the past few years. 1 part visual novel and 1 part detective game and 3 parts super weird. You're tasked with solving a murder in a sun-drenched pocket universe full of wacky characters with names like Lady Love Dies. But the main draw was the irresistibly catchy synthwave soundtrack from Barry Epoch Topping. As you play, you unlock more music, slowly building out a jukebox menu you could use to switch up your tunes at any point. All bangers, no clangers. For its release on Xbox and PlayStation yesterday, Kaizen Gameworks added extra songs. Tunic, meanwhile, which is the game that I downloaded because I thought it was just so flippin' cute. I was like, oh my god. It's a little tiny fox, and he looks amazing. He's got a little sword and a little shield. Like, if I didn't know any better, I would say that he was maybe part elf. I don't know. Something like that. Cough, cough, Link. But anyways, it is a Zelda-inspired adventure game that just came out this past week, and is already being acclaimed as one of the best of the year. You play as a little fox who wakes up empty-handed on a white sand beach, From an isometric perspective, you plunder dungeons and slash enemies in a twee art fantasy settings. You've done all of this stuff, of course, before, which is what makes Tunic's core quality stand out. It trusts the players unequivocally, and the menus in the game signs are done up in a runic language that explains very little. So you're kind of forced to rely on your instincts of what you kind of know that it is, because you cannot read it. And like when I first saw it pop up, I was like, "Oh, what language is this?" And I was like, "Wait, this is not a language that I know." So it is really kind of interesting how they take like your internalized knowledge in that sense and use it towards the game. So you can check out the gameplay on YouTube really easily already, and I definitely will be playing this probably this week because it's so cute. Like I said, it's adorable. So far, all I have is just a stick to beat people with, and that's all I have right now. I don't have a cool sword just yet, but I'm excited to find one. Okay, so on to exciting things and all of my Hogwarts people. So supposedly Hogwarts Legacy will be hitting Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC this holiday season. Um, Hogwarts Legacy was announced in late 2020, and it was originally due to come out in 2021, but was later delayed to this year. The holiday time frame is one step closer to an actual release, but it makes sense that they would want to do a holiday release, especially with something like Harry Potter, because it kind of goes, hand in hand, even though, a lot of people don't get that. But anyways, and that's not all. During the State of Play live stream, dedicated to an open world RPG, WB Games Avalanche dropped a trailer offering the first real look of how Hogwarts Legacy will actually play. And it is a spin-off of the Harry Potter universe, but it takes place long before the events of the books. It sets in the 1800s and places players in their 5th year at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, where they'll learn spells, brew potions, grow magical plants, tame wild beasts, and also, of course, attend class. Players have a unique ability to manipulate ancient magic, and with that, they hold the key to saving the wizarding world from, of course, dark forces. You can also check out the State of Play, which is on Sony's YouTube. Super easy to get to for all of their little clips and stuff like that, if you're just wanting to watch something specific. And you can watch the Hogwarts Legacy on there. So this game is filled with the original storylines, and Harry Potter's author, J.K. Rowling, oh, my bad, which this article puts in "she who must not be named," which is really hilarious that it does that, is not directly involved in this development. I say hilarious, it's still, Jesus. But they do feature fresh professors, students, villains, mentors, and creatures, plus some familiar ghosts. Players will be able to fly on broomsticks, gain friends who will join them on quests, and upgrade their abilities based on how they like to play. It's not all contained to Hogwarts either. The shops at Hogsmeade are also available to explore, which is one of my favorite parts to go to. So like I said, if you guys are wanting to check that out, it is super easy to get to if you're just wanting to get to it quickly through Sony's YouTube. Or you can check out my blog on my Discord, which is also super easy to get to, so that way you can watch the State of Play, because it was super awesome. It was super cool. So, PlayStation. Apparently, some stuff has been going down at Sony. So, Sony says it takes recent misconduct allegations by 8 current and former PlayStation workers seriously in a new legal filing, though it otherwise pushes back at a lawsuit claiming widespread gender discrimination at the gaming giant. So this coming after quite a few things, of course, have started coming out about different gaming industries, which, as we could kind of gather already, especially from being able to talk to these creators, software developers, producers, all of those fun things at a lot of different gaming cons and cons in general, we kind of gathered that there were problems at certain ones. Um, if you guys haven't been following on some of the things that have been going on, there have been a lot of people who are starting to come forward. And I say people because there are a lot of people that are starting to come forward about a lot of different things with a lot of different companies. This isn't the first time that Sony has had to face things like this. Like I was saying a minute ago, there was a court case that happened this past year in regards to how Sony has dealt with it. They argue that there isn't enough evidence, and they're asking the lady who actually started the first filing to drop it. So as a whole, I'm not really sure, exactly how Sony is going to be handling a lot of the misconduct that has been happening, which apparently has been everything from people being put down, allegations of promotions to women specifically, and not just like feeling like people weren't being promoted because they were women. It was women that were being told they could not be promoted because they were women. I know a lot has come out, especially like in regards to like Activision, Blizzard, and the things that they're dealing with and things like that. And this is something that across the board has happened, especially to a lot of women, and even more so in the gaming industry, which is, very dominated by men. There was a lot of people that came forward as well for indifferent or hostile human resources official and demeaning comments. And then one person in particular said that they were groped by a senior manager, which apparently actually isn't the first time that that's happened. PlayStation has also had quite a few complaints about the systematic sexism problem, which is, going back to telling women that they can't be promoted because they're women, which is really insane to me. It's almost like because I have, or because other women and these women have vaginas, that they can't do things. I don't know. It's like it stops the ability or something. But anyways, so there's a lot of things that have come forward, and that PlayStation has things that have been brought forward to PlayStation, especially in the past. So I am interested to see exactly how PlayStation is going to deal with some of these problems. Of course, Sony in general has come forward talking about how, of course, they try and keep as many things proactive and make sure that they're taking proactive steps to make sure that they are doing everything that they can so everyone at their company, of course, can thrive and be heard. But, it is a company, and we'll see how it goes. So if you guys are wanting to see the step-by-step of everything that has come forward about PlayStation and the different misconduct and the allegations as well, I did happen to find a really good blog that goes through everything from the different declarations to the specifics of different things that have gone on. Emma and a little bit of her story, as well as the lawsuit that started last year. And then, of course, last but not least, everything to the court date that Emma Mayhew will have with PlayStation, Sony this April, and the case is set for mid-April. So we'll see what happens with that, but I hope that things happen in a very positive way on every side. It's really hard to be able to deal with certain things like this, especially when you have, almost like this institution of understanding that's very bad and very toxic without even realizing, how bad that it can be and how detrimental that it can be, not just to victims of things like this that happen, but also to the people that do these things. So like I said, I will keep up with all of this stuff, with the different allegations and stuff that are going on, and I definitely will be keeping a close eye mid-April to see exactly what happens with this. So, on to some good stuff. So, Zelda Ocarina of Time could be inducted into the Video Game Hall of Fame, and I know what you're thinking. What? I thought it already should be. Most people think that it should be. So, you, me, both. Okay. But there are quite a few nominees on this year's list, and Zelda has been on the list quite a few times as well, but just hasn't, gotten it yet. So the 12 nominees for this year's batch are Assassin's Creed, Candy Crush, Dance Dance Revolution, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Microsoft's Minesweeper, Miss Pac-Man, NBA Jam, Parappa the Rapper, Resident Evil, Rogue, Sid Meier's Civilization, and Words with Friends. Okay, so I know a few of these, you guys are like, what? And like when I read Microsoft Minesweeper, I've seen it up there a couple times too, and it just brought back so many, nostalgic memories seeing that. So Nintendo has historically done very well with inductees into the Hall of Fame, in general. Last year's Animal Crossing earned a spot. And other winners include, different games like Super Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, Pokemon Red and Blue, Super Mario Brothers, and other Legends of Zelda have made it up there as well. So we'll find out if it makes it into the Hall of Fame. On the 5th of May is when they should be giving that info out. So I definitely will be keeping up to see exactly if Ocarina of Time will be making it this year. There's some good ones up there. A couple of them I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why they're there, but, that's okay. So, my Elden Ring PC players, I have some bad news, and I'm really sorry, you guys. So, if you have been playing Elden Ring on PC, they're asking you guys right now not to play it all until they fix whatever is going on. I will also be keeping close to the Reddit the Reddit page that's on there for Elden Ring, or it's specifically Elden Ring update for those of you guys that are wanting to check it out, and it is also on Twitter as well for info as fast as you can possibly get it for Elden Ring. But they've already explained on both of those sites, under both of those Reddits and the Twitter account, that there are hackers coming in and corrupting your save data, forcing crashes, and then rebooting, which sends the affected player, which is, i.e. you, into an endless fall to your death. So I know that some of you are like, oh, okay, yeah, this sounds, extremely familiar, because there are other things that have popped up in things like Dark Souls 3 and also other things as well, different hackers that have been getting into Dark Souls in general, of getting into your PC, hacking your stuff. Not just, your game, but also your actual stuff on your computer, which is, your money and things that are attached to it. So right now, neither From Software nor Bandai Namco have publicly commented on the issue, so players are instead trying to warn each other via social media, which is absolutely amazing. In some instances, you may be able to fast travel to a site of grace if you're super quick, but if it doesn't work, but it doesn't actually work for everybody. Until a full fix has been issued, it is recommended that they are saying that players opt out of invasions or switch to offline mode completely. If you don't regularly back up or save your data, now just, of course, might be the time to start that, at least until this problem is a little bit more rectified. And like I said, if you guys are wanting to check out either of those people, so that way you can keep up on what is going on with the updates, so, you're not being hacked into oblivion on a brand new game that you just got. Because that's like, that's something that would upset me so bad, is working really, really hard on a game and then having someone do something like that. But at least for everything that I've been able to find, things that are being hacked is just gameplay. So at least it's, low baller as it is without having to get into, your personal data and things like that on your PC, which is really awesome, especially because, like I was saying, Dark Souls 3, they've had a lot of problems with a lot of things. And it wasn't that too long ago that they were asking people not to play the game at all because all of their account information and stuff was being gone through and data sent of your things to other people's computers. So at least, it's not that, but we don't necessarily want it to kind of move into that. So I will be keeping up with that, and I'm still reading the Reddit pages and that Reddit page in particular to make sure, that everything will be taken care of sometime soon, which of course no one's come forward to talk about it yet, but hopefully they'll be able to take care of it a lot quicker. I would imagine hopefully the next patch or the patch after that. So, on to the last thing. Overwatch 2, yo. If you guys are interested, this beta begins on April 26th, and it is for PC so far right now, although they will have some closed beta events for other consoles. They just haven't put those out yet. But if you do have a PC and you are wanting to play Overwatch 2 and you're wanting to opt into the closed beta, it's super easy to get to. You can actually Google search it super quick, or if you want to get to it super easy, you can check out my Discord underneath my sites and sources, and I've got it there, boom, just for you, and you can open it, and it's literally like the second or third paragraph down. And it is highlighted, so it's super easy to find, where you can go to the page and Blizzard will contact you via email if you are able to get into the closed beta. So they also, if you scroll down a little bit more, they also give you the preliminary system requirements for Overwatch 2. So if you guys are wanting to see whether or not your PC can actually run it, you can go through and see everything from your operating system to your processor to the video, memory, storage, everything that you'll need exactly, specifically like lowballing, or what's recommended. The CPU requirements, of course, are about the same, which isn't surprising with Overwatch 2. They are going to be having crossplay. That both said, both memory and graphics card requirements have gone up a little bit. The Overwatch 2 closed beta will focus squarely on player versus player, as Blizzard decided to decouple player versus player from player versus environment. New features include 5 versus 5 matches, down from 6 versus 6 from Overwatch before. The 4 maps include Circuit Royale, Midtown, New Queen Street, and Coliseo. The push mode, where teams battle to take control of a robot that begins in a central location, then push it towards the enemy base to win. Hero reworks for Doomfist, Oriza, Bastion, and Sombra. Brand new heroes, Sojourn, and a new ping system, which is really interesting. I'm kind of excited to see exactly what they mean by that. So the full Overwatch 2 game is expected to launch at some point in 2023, following a delay, of course, this year. But if you guys are wanting to get into the beta for it still, you guys can get to it, like I said, through my sites and sources. So that way, you can check out Overwatch 2 and be one of the first people to be able to play it. But even more so that way, if things do go awry and stuff like that, you can let the company know. And early stuff like that is always amazing, especially when it comes to, bigger games and things like that, because Overwatch is huge. So I did also sign up for it as well. So I will be letting you guys know whether or not Blizzard has said yes or no. Which, of course, by April 26th, if they have not contacted me, I will know. So, but I will be letting you guys know, and I have to go through the information and stuff like that because it is a closed beta, so I need to see exactly what I'm allowed to share and the things that I'm not allowed to share. because I can share. I know the last closed beta that I was in, I could share certain things, but I couldn't share like video. I couldn't share, super specifics and things like that. And it was like, a list of different things that I wasn't allowed to talk about. But I'm excited to see if I can get in on it because, just to be able to check it out, especially early, would be dope, especially on the PC. I'm not, I try not to use my controller. I try to use my keyboard and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see exactly how this will do. Except for Halo Infinite, I can't do a keyboard on Halo Infinite. I don't know how you guys do that shit. Like I've been trying, but it's so bad. It's so bad. Everything else is okay. Like I'm getting better with Smite. Most other games I'm pretty good with, depending on how long it takes me to kind of get used to it. But I'm pretty awesome in like Subnautica and things like that. So I don't know. All right. Well, that is about all that I have for my gaming news for you guys today. And thank you so much for listening to my stuff. And I'm always super glad to be able to start out the week with you guys and be able to start out, my day, my week. It always sets things, really nicely. It's always so nice. But yes, so onward to my other stuff. So first off, I would like to formally apologize to all of my members, contributors, and to people that are attached to all of my stuff. I know this year has been a rocking year on not doing much at all, and I'm so sorry. A lot of it has been my endo, and a lot of it has just been being absolutely just depressed and different things happening and me just not being in like the best place, which really sucks because I really enjoy doing my gaming stuff, and I really enjoy connecting with people on like a completely different level and being able to have those moments of like geeking out with people that are a lot like me. So there's so many different aspects of doing this that I love, and the, like I said, the connections that I have with people and things like that. But this year has just been so flipping hard, and I have not been able to do the things that I wanted to do. And it feels like at the end of last year and this year too, especially this year, I've done so much apologizing and things like that to you guys just because it's just been really difficult. But I wanted to say, thank you very much for everybody who has been checking up on me and like things like that too. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I am super appreciative. Even if I've not gotten back to everybody, I am super appreciative of you guys, wanting to make sure that I'm good and I'm okay. And I am doing okay. I'm doing a lot better, especially, in regards to like my mental health, which is really awesome. And I'm really happy about, the steps that I've taken, especially with my mental health. But I have my physical health and things like that too. And, the things that I'm trying to balance on top of doing things that I love, things that I have to do and then things that I love to do. And things that I want to do are just really difficult to be able to balance. So I will be doing lots of catch up. It's going to take me a moment to be able to do all of the things that I'm trying to catch up with, but hopefully I will be able to get there lickety splits and, be able to get stuff out to you guys, different things that are going on like with me and going on with my Buy Me a Coffee and going on with, my streaming stuff, because I've not even been able to stream and I'm so sad. Like it sucks. But hopefully this week will be a lot better in regards to being able to get a lot of different stuff out. So like I said, thank you guys. I really appreciate a lot of you. And hopefully, I'll be able to stay where I need to and not feel like I'm going down my hole again, especially like with my health and things like that. It's just been extremely difficult. So hopefully I will be able to have some surgery soon and get over however many I'm going to have and things like that too. So it's just a matter of getting there. So, but I will be avidly working on a bunch of different things, and I will definitely be letting you guys know exactly, what's going on and things like that. So definitely stay tuned. Stay tuned on my Buy Me a Coffee. You can stay tuned on all my socials, and I'm pretty much on every social. Not so much Reddit as much anymore, but I'm still on there, pretty avidly at least once a day. Um, but I'm on pretty much everything else. So if you guys are wanting to check out my stuff on there, or kind of wanting to get a little bit of an update, you can check that out. And as far as my scheduling goes, I'm trying to stay and stick with the scheduling that I have right now. But sometime within the next like 5 months or so, I'll be able to change it up again with you guys, because I'll have times changing and things like that for a bunch of different stuff that I've got going on, job and whatnot. So, um, I'll hopefully be able to have a little bit more time with you guys as well, and be able to focus a lot more, on my stuff, instead of having to take extra time. But yeah, like I said, definitely check out my socials and things like that. Definitely check out my Buy Me a Coffee. I've got lots and lots of awesome stuff on there already, for you guys to check out. Different blogs about a bunch of different things. There's also a slew of free things on there, so don't let the whole membership thing, freak you guys out. There's a bunch of really grand stuff to fill your noggins with. So if you want to check it out, definitely do. And that's also a great way, to become a part of my stuff. And it's also an amazing way to contribute, if you're just wanting to do a one-time, here's some love towards your gaming things. Because everything costs money. Upgrades cost money. So, you guys know. But I think that's about it for me today. Thank you guys again so much for being here, and for all of the absolutely wonderful things that you guys do. Um, I am very lucky to have been able to connect with a lot of people through my gaming and through the things that I've been doing, and I am extremely grateful. Way more grateful than you guys know. But yeah, thank you guys. I will be on, like I said, hopefully later on this week. Definitely check out my schedule that I've got going on, so that way you guys know when I'll be here and what I'm doing. So that way, you can watch me play games and hopefully kick butt, hopefully. All right, you guys. Thank you again so much. And I will be checking you guys out later this week. And I will be doing my matcha next week. So definitely check out my gaming news when I go live. Same time, same place. Next week. Yay. All right, you guys. Thank you again so much. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your morning and wonderful rest of your flippin' week. And hopefully I got to start it off good with you as well. I hope. Thank you guys. And just so you guys know, if you are not feeling it, or you're feeling depressed, or in a state that you're not happy with, start taking little baby steps, because that's what I do too. And those little baby steps matter more, especially over time, because then you'll look back and realize you've walked an entire mile with baby steps. And even though it took you a little bit to get there, it still made the difference. So if you're not happy, you're not feeling it, you're not feeling the way that you need to, start taking those baby steps for yourself. Start loving yourself the way that you love other things and other people. And I love you guys. So thank you so much again. And I will be seeing you guys later. Bye, guys.